Hey, hello, what's up everyone? In this video I'm going to teach you what are the different combinations which makes a person a successful investor. Okay, so how to know that whether you should invest in stock markets or not. Okay, so before beginning, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon and click the like button, and if you have any doubt after watching this video, please to mention that in my below comment section. Okay, so let's begin. So mainly, in order to know that whether the person will become a successful investor or not, so mainly you need to know three basic conditions or three steps that I am going to tell you. The first most important step is the houses and their lots. The second most important step is that the planets, the Karaka planets or the significant planets which represents the stock market, and that too, in that I'll actually make it two different categories. Okay, in that step 2, and the step 3 is that the combination of step 1 and step 2. Okay, now coming to, and another step 4 is there. Okay, that is the Mahadasa and Antardasa that you are running currently. Okay, so now coming to the step 1. Okay, that is the houses and their lots. So the main important houses is that the fifth house, which is the most important house for your stock market. Okay, it represents gambling. Okay, it represents your investment, speculations, gains, okay, from the speculation. So those are represented by fifth house and fifth house lord. And the next important house is the 11th house and 11th house lord, which represents mainly your gains. Okay, where you put your money, whether you are getting gains from that, you are getting very good returns from that. So those are represented by 11th house and 11th house lord. And the next important house is the 8th house and 8th house lord, because it represents your uncertainty gains, whether you are getting very uncertain money or not. Okay, so these are represented by 8th house and 8th house lord, and inheritance also represented by 8th house and 8th house lord. So, and the next important house is the 9th house and 9th house lord. It represents your luck, your fortune. Okay, so these are the most important houses and the lords which represents mainly getting money, or mainly whether you become a successful investor, okay, or not, in that especially in the stock market, is represented by these houses and lords. Okay, now coming to step 2, that is the Karaka planet or the significant planet. Here I will actually make it two categories. That is, the one is for Karaka planet or the significant planet, and another one is that secondary important Karaka planet or the significant planet. Now coming to the first primary Karaka planet is that planet Rahu. Why Rahu? Rahu is the most important planet because Rahu represents gambling. Rahu represents your you can't even imagine that much of amount you are getting, where you are getting from. Okay, if you invest like 5 rupees or 10 rupees to the stock, okay, in Indian rupees, if you are investing in US dollars like $38, $40, $50, and but in the exchange, if you are getting like more than in the US dollars like $70, that double the amount like $80 and all, that is represented by Rahu. And even in the Indian rupees, if you are investing like, as I told you, like 5 rupees, 10 rupees, or even more, 20 rupees, 50 rupees, then you are getting like 100 rupees, 120 rupees, like that, 150 rupees. That is represented by planet Rahu. Okay, Rahu is the planet which is responsible for your gambling. Okay, now next important planet is that and Rahu also represent long-term investment. Okay, like say for example, if you are long-term capital gain. Okay, so let's say for example, if you buy a share, if you buy a stock, okay, in the market. So like say for example, if you buy it for a very cheap rate, like for example 50 rupees, okay, and you hold it that thing, okay, for like 1 year or 2 years, and then you again sell it. Okay, so in return you will get very good share, okay, profit. So that is represented by planet Rahu, long-term capital gains, okay, long-term share and all. Okay, so long-term investment and all is represented by planet Rahu. Now next important planet is that planet Mercury, because Mercury is normally for represent your business. Okay, and Mercury represent your short-term investment in stocks. Okay, now coming to next planet is the planet Saturn. Planet Saturn also plays a major important role in the stock markets. It gives like ups and downs. The graph, if you are seeing the graph from the past 10 years, reading about a particular company of that graph, so then you'll get to know ups and downs. Okay, so that is represented by planet Saturn. Okay, And Saturn also represent long-term investment also. Rahu, Saturn, Jupiter, these are the planets, Ketu, which represent long-term investment. Now coming to the short-term investment are Mercury, Moon. Okay, so these are the ones which represent short-term, short-term investment. Okay, so now coming to the third condition, that is step 3, which is the combination of step 1 and step 2. So if Mercury is connected to the 5th house somewhere or the other, like if Mercury is the 5th house lord, or Mercury is in the 5th house exalted, or in the own sign in the 5th house, or in the friendly sign in the 5th house, or Mercury is in the 11th house in the exalted sign, or in the own sign, or even in the friendly sign, that represent you will get a lot of good gains from the stock to short investment. Okay, if you want to do long-term investment, that means your Saturn, your Rahu, your Ketu should be connected to the 5th house. That means that planet Saturn should be in the 5th house, or planet Rahu should be in the 5th house, or Ketu should be in the 5th house, or even if they are in the 11th house also. That's also a very great combination for becoming a successful long-term investor. Okay, now in the stock market. Now next important planet is Jupiter. Jupiter represents your finance, money, and all. So in order to get money in the stock market, Jupiter should be placed in the 5th house or in the 11th house, or it should aspect the 5th house or 11th house through its 5, 7, 9 aspects. Okay, and then the next important planet is planet Moon. Moon should be exalted in the 5th house, or Moon should aspect the 5th house through its 7th aspect from the 11th house. Okay, Moon should be sitting in the 11th house, or Moon should be exalted in the 11th house, or Moon should be in the friendly sign, own sign in the 5th house or in the 11th house. That represent person will get a very good short-term investment. If person does a short-term investment in the stock market, get a very lot of good gains, unexpected gains. Okay, now the next important combinations are if a 5th house lord is exalted anywhere in the horoscope in a birth chart, that represent person can do very good investment in the stock markets. Okay, so it can be long-term investment or short-term investment. That depends upon the planet which is ruling the 5th house lord. If 5th house lord is ruled by Saturn or Jupiter, or even planets like Jupiter and Saturn, that represent long-term investment. And if it is ruled by Mercury, Moon, that represents short-term investment. Okay, now next coming to planets, houses and lords. Okay, if 5th house is connected, 5th house lord is with Mercury, 5th house lord is with Rahu, 5th house lord is with planet Saturn, or Saturn is sitting in the 5th house itself, or even your 11th house lord is sitting in the 5th house, 5th house lord is in the 11th house, aspecting its own house. So that represent you will get a very huge amount of gains if you invest in the stock. Okay, so these are the important combination that I wanted to tell you mainly. Okay, so and you need to see the Mahadasha and Antardasha, what you are running currently Mahadasha and Antardasha, in order to invest in the stock market. So if you are running under the Mahadasha of 5th house lord, okay, or Antardasha of 5th house lord, that gives you very good indication that you can invest in the stock market. And even Antardasha of planet Jupiter, Mahadasha of planet Jupiter, Antardasha of planet sitting in the 5th house, okay, or Mahadasha of planet sitting in the 5th house, or Mahadasha of planet conjected with 5th house lord, or Mahadasha of planet sitting in the 11th house, or Antardasha of planet sitting in the 11th house, or even in the or aspect in the 5th house. So these are the different things that people should know how to invest in the stock market during by seeing the planets. Okay, planetary motions and Mahadasha. And you need to see the transit also, where the planets are transiting. If any very good planet is transiting in the 5th house, like Mercury or Moon or even Jupiter, that represent you can invest. Or even if you want to invest in the long term, okay, then you need to see planet Saturn, Rahu or Ketu should be transiting to the 5th house. That represent you can invest in a long-term investment in the stock market. Okay, so these are the combination that I've actually seen in the many successful big investors. Okay, horoscopes I have actually read, so like I have read 15 to 20 horoscopes of investors. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please subscribe below, or else I will see you in the next video. So that is Planet through Navamsa series in the second house of D9 Norms chart. So if you want any consultancy, please to contact me to the given WhatsApp number below in the description box. Okay, or else you can even mail me also. So until and unless, so thank you, bye bye, love you, take care.